All right, welcome on back to another episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shorter patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to take a look at Denver Area 61 out of Colorado. Council was originally formed in 1926 as a name change from Denver. We've got a number of patches to take a look at today, so let's head on over to the patch table, starting with, of course, the S1 with its red border, blue, white sky with yellow and white sun inside the large red C and gold letters. This is listed as a range as far as the length of the name from 73 to 76 millimeters because there were multiple production runs here of the S1. This S1 happens to be a cloth back, the old style cloth back there. We have also to show you a plastic back as well. You can note some differences between these two patches. Obviously the plastic back, which you can take a look at there, is a little bit larger for sure. We get slightly different tones of purple in the mountains. So we get a darker purple here on the cloth back, a bit lighter. I would assume that the plastic back came after the cloth back. We get slight differences, and this may just be this produce patch, not a production run, but the amount of white there on the sun. We get slightly different tones as far as the yellows for the text as well, and certainly this text is a bit thicker in its presentation. So those are a couple of issues of the S1, most notably for S1 production runs. They will not have a fleur-de-lis. So we've got some S2s to take a look at that came after the S1, and what you're looking for in the difference there is that the S2s are going to have a fleur-de-lis after Colorado. So pretty easy to differentiate. The S2 was divided into multiple variations. The S2A, which is listed to have light purple mountains, and the S2Bs are listed to have purple mountains. The distinction there can be somewhat slight. We've got a couple of S2s to take a look at here. And I do believe that the bottom here is just a slightly lighter. I believe this is an S2A. I believe that this at the top is an S2B. I know we have one more, and just by the scout backing, I know this one has to be an S2B. Again, our primary focus is helping everyone differentiate between the first, but we do also try and do our best to identify these secondary issues as best we can. So we have 3 S2s here for sure, and I believe one of them is a 2A and the other 2 would be considered 2Bs. Certainly, if you have better information or more information about the S2s, you can certainly drop that in the comments if you think we have these misidentified. A lot of times A's and B's were always, does it have a type 1 or type 2 fleur-de-lis? But these are all type 1 fleur-de-lis on these S2s, so that was not the differentiating factor. It was the color of the mountains, and that's a little tricky to decipher because the colors are pretty close. And then after that, we just have one that is also a similar looking patch. This is the SA4, which was released a bit later, certainly more modern in its production, and says DenverAreaCouncil.com. But it is the same aesthetic. They've tried to maintain that with their uniform standard issue, where this one is listed as an activity issue. Not entirely sure as to why, because it does look like it was intended to be the regular uniform issue wear, so that would be like an S4, not an SA4, but that is how they have it classified as of now. The backing kind of looks pink. We'll move that down and put back up the original cloth back So there you go. There's kind of the start and then the finish of where they went to with the first issues for Denver Area Council. If you got more information on Denver, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. We always want to try and provide the most information as possible to all of the viewers here on First CSP. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. If you're enjoying the content, again, feel free to give it a like, thumbs up, and send it along to a friend. We would really appreciate that. We'll be back again tomorrow with another brand new First CSP episode. Hope to see you then, but until then, hope you guys have a great rest of your day.